The German Chancellor Angela Merkel is being touted as a possible winner of this year's Nobel Peace Prize thanks to her response to the European refugee crisis. But her move, opening Germany's doors to thousands of refugees, wasn't popular with everyone at home, especially within the ranks of her own party. And her newly won international admiration also contrasts with the criticism she faced from countries who were forced to adopt harsh austerity measures in response to Europe's financial crisis. From Berlin, here's Europe correspondent Barbara Miller.
Mealtime in Moabit, a working-class district of Berlin, now playing host to Europe's refugee crisis.
No, go! Faster!
Laura has signed up online for what's her third shift, volunteering at this makeshift canteen.
Only one, sorry.
It's my uncle.
Distributing food fairly to hundreds of hungry people is a new challenge for the political consultant.
We can only hand out once, like only one thing, because otherwise we're not sure there's enough for everybody. And yeah, but I think most of them are grateful, and I hear thank you in different languages. And I think it's our responsibility to help if you have some spare time, because there are just so many people in need of it, and of course structures can't be built up that fast.
Each month, predictions of how many asylum seekers will come to Germany this year alone skyrocket. The latest forecast reportedly leaked from critics within Angela Merkel's government, 1.5 million.
These are just a few of the people who flooded in when Angela Merkel essentially opened Germany's borders to the asylum seekers streaming through Europe. They saw Germany as some kind of promised land and Merkel as a saviour. But once they get here, a whole host of new challenges begins.
I wait for my number for 36 days. I pay every day for the bus to come to here. Nobody tell us what is going here, what is the solution. There is no organization for all these people.
The asylum seekers are allocated a number and wait for it to be called.
The problem is here that they choose the people randomly, not by their turns, not A, B, B, B. We have to stay in front of the screen and watch our numbers because the numbers appear randomly.
How do you feel about this?
Yeah, very angry, very tired, very bored, very disappointed.
A no-frills leader, some say frumpy, Angela Merkel, a physicist by trade, has until now been seen as rigorously analytical, methodical, risk-averse. But then came the refugee crisis and the emergence of a rather different Frau Merkel. The new Angela Merkel has a new motto, one that sounds a lot like yes we can.
Faced with a great challenge, Europe cannot say we can't handle this. That would be quite wrong. That's why I say again and again, we can do this.
I was quite surprised because it was a very kind of, for her, it was kind of emotional statement, and she is very invested in this issue. And that's quite interesting because the years before she was very pragmatic in her government style, and now she has a point and she wants to go with it. It's quite a stand, and that's very interesting to see it happening in Germany.
Now the euphoria is subsiding, fault lines are being exposed, mass brawls are breaking out at some asylum seeker homes. We saw no trouble here, but brewing tensions between groups are evident. Merkel's critics are growing louder. Leading the charge, the head of the CSU, the sister party to Angela Merkel's Christian Democrats, the CDU.
Dear friends, the German government needs a plan. As simple as that. It needs a plan.
Angela Merkel remains hugely popular with the asylum seekers.
She is a good woman. She gives us a chance to new life. But what we can say, we just need to wait.
But unease is growing in some sections of society. The German public broadcaster ARD courted controversy with this mocked-up image of the Chancellor, designed, the channel said, to capture people's attention. Among Germans, the Chancellor's approval ratings are dropping. People are taking to the streets to protest against her policies. Overnight, 8,000 took part in this demonstration in Erfurt in the former East. But still, just over 50% of people are backing the Chancellor, her appeal on the asylum seeker issue crossing party political boundaries.
I think the majority of Germany is still behind the policy of Angela Merkel and is still supporting her way of welcoming the migrants, people fleeing from their countries.
So what's got into Angela Merkel with this uncharacteristically emotional decision? She grew up on this side of the wall in East Germany. She experienced firsthand the yearning of people here for a different life somewhere else. Could that have something to do with it?
I think it's less about her being an East German, perhaps more about her with the Christian background she got in her youth. So her father was in the GDR, her father was a minister, and I think this plays a big role in her life. She doesn't talk about it very open, but I think in these decisions you can find it.
Angela Merkel will find out on Friday if she has won the Nobel Peace Prize. Despite her admiration for the Chancellor's stance on the refugee issue, Laura thinks that would be a step too far.
I think it's very difficult to give a peace prize to a politician who, of course, takes the wrong decisions sometimes, but also takes difficult decisions at other times. So I wouldn't give the peace prize to her, honestly. But this action is, very great.
Barbara Miller reporting from Berlin.